This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. And now also available on the AB4WS radio show YouTube channel. The Voice of America Museum of Broadcasting, in conjunction with the Westchester Amateur Radio Association, has announced expanded hours for the 2025 Dayton Hamvention for the Voice of America Museum of Broadcasting, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. It'll be open on Thursday, May 15th, Friday, May 16th, and Saturday, May 17th from noon to 9 p.m., and on Sunday, May 18th from noon to 5 p.m. Admission is $10, and the WC8VOA amateur radio station will be on the air to operate. For more information, see voamuseum.org or wc8voa.org. The Queen City Emergency Net and the Okayan Amateur Radio Society will be educating and demonstrating amateur radio to the public at the Cincinnati Museum Center on April 19th at the Cincinnati Museum Center for World Amateur Radio Day. They will have activities in the History Museum and the Science Museum STEM Lab, along with being set up outdoors. Go to cincymuseum.org/world-amateur-radio-day. The application period for Youth on the Air Junior 2025 is open until June 1st for young hams under the age of 15 years of age, accompanied by a parent. The Yoda Junior is a 3-day weekend camp for young hams to meet other young hams, participate in unique experiences with radio-related technologies, and build relationships with mentors and peers. To apply, go to youthontheair.org/JRCAMPAPPLY. Have you ever attended a gravel rally? Well, it is a very exciting event, but you can imagine how much fun it would be if you were part of the rally team providing amateur radio communications. Well, again this year, the Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association will be handling communications for the McCreary Gravel Rally event on April 25th and 26th, and they're looking for amateur radio operators to volunteer to assist in the event. Amateur radio operators come from all over Kentucky, Virginia, Indiana, just to name a few, because this is such a neat event to participate in. The Elcara has a great setup for this event, and therefore you would need to bring at least one mobile or handheld radio, which they can help get you programmed to their crossband repeater frequencies that they use for the event. Bring enough battery power to last the entire day. If you do not have a radio, contact Mike, KY6MM, and they will be able to provide a loaner for the event. They also suggest you bring some snacks and drinks to last you the entire day. If you're interested or would like to volunteer, please email Mike, KY6MM, at KY6MM at ARRL.net. For more information on the event, go to McCrearyGravelRally.com. Are you a ham radio operator between the age of 11 and 21 and interested in going to the Dayton Hamvention? Well, you can sign up for the ARRL Youth Rally at the Dayton Hamvention, which is an amazing event which provides a number of hands-on activities for young ham radio operators. There'll be an on-the-air sprint, contacts with a parachute mobile station, a kit built in the youth lounge, and a fox hunt. Advanced registration is recommended. For more information, go to ARRL 2025 Youth Rally Registration on ARRL.org. The Youngstown State University College of STEM will host a free Radio Day STEM event for 5th through 8th grade students on Saturday, April 26th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Williamson Innovation Park, 8399 Tippecanoe Road in Canfield, Ohio. For more information, go to tiny.cc/YSU-radio-day. Bob Gadker, KG4BOB of Independence, Kentucky, has become a silent key. Our thoughts and prayers to his family and friends. Paddle Fest will be held on the weekend of August 2nd, and they're looking for some amateur radio operators to volunteer to assist in managing and deploying FRS radios to be used during this year's event. If you would like to volunteer to help out, please contact Rick Alderman, KD4PYR at KD4PYR@fuse.net. Steve, NATFD, is looking for volunteers to help with communications at the Flying Pig Marathon events. Friday night, May 2nd, is the 1-mile race. Saturday, May 3rd, is the 10K, 5K. And on Sunday, May 4th, is the full marathon, half marathon, and relay. If you're interested in helping out for this great event, contact Steve, NATFD, at natfd@fuse.net, or give him a call at 859-393-6563. The MS Bike Ride will be held on June 14th and 15th, 2025 at my old Kentucky home state park, 501 East Stephen Foster Avenue. And they're looking for amateur radio operator volunteers to keep communications flowing over the 25 to 60 mile route, checking on riders, assisting the MS staff, providing support for the biker with water, transport, or aid as needed. You can sign up for a full or partial shift, and you will be fully briefed on your assignment and responsibilities. You will need a mobile dual band radio or at least a dual band handheld with enough battery power to carry you throughout your shift. If you are interested, email kg2des@outlook.com and copy nf8d@gmail.com with your call sign, your phone number, your email address, and what days and times you can work. There will be a swap meet on April 19th from 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time at the St. Joseph Ambulatory Care Center off US 27 Bypass in Nicholasville, Kentucky. For more information, contact KA3WOD. The Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club invites you to their monthly ham radio breakfast on April 19, 2025 at 9 a.m. at the Bob Evans Restaurant on Dream Street in Florence, Kentucky. The Monix Group will be meeting on April 19th at 6 p.m. at the Donato's Pizza on Donnemar Drive in Bellevue, Kentucky. Would you like to see what your fellow amateur radio operators have put together as their Go Kits for portable operations? Or perhaps you put together a Go Kit for portable operations and would like to share your experience with others? Well, come on out to the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club meeting on April 21st at 7 p.m. at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky, where it'll be a group effort presentation called Show and Tell. Show us your portable Go Kit or your favorite HT. Participants will be asked to explain their Go Kit and the reasons why they chose the equipment they did and what occasions they've utilized their equipment and lessons they've learned from that experience. This is always a huge learning experience. So everyone, come on out on April 21st, 7 p.m., Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky, and bring your Go Kit. The Ukiah Amateur Radio Society will be meeting on May 6th at 7:30 p.m. at the Laughlin Church of the Nazarene, 335 West Wyoming Avenue in Laughlin, Ohio. The Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold a Parks on the Air event on May 10th at the Big Bone Lake State Historic Site, US 3779. If you're interested in ham radio, HF radio, or Parks on the Air, come on out and check out what all the fun with POTA is about. The Silver Creek Amateur Radio Association is inviting ham clubs to participate in their Northeast Ohio Multi-Club Parks on the Air event on Saturday, May 31st, 2025. This event is geared to promote ham radio, your club, and Parks on the Air, and to encourage club collaborations. Not only fun, but easy to do as well. For information or to sign up for the event, go to w8wky.org/neo-pota. If your club is interested in participating, please contact Josh Van Dyke at ke8vka@gmail.com. Do you know how to send a radiogram? Well, on June 2nd at 7 p.m. at the Amateur Radio Emergency Team of Northern Kentucky meeting at the Bethesda Community Church at 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky, Al WB8RGE will be doing a demonstration and presentation with some hands-on on how to send and handle a radiogram. So come on out to the meeting and learn how to handle amateur radio traffic. You never know when you may need to handle a radiogram, so this training will be applicable to all ham radio operators. It's time to start thinking about ARRL Summer Field Day on June 28th and 29th. The Ukiah Amateur Radio Society is already planning their field day operations to be back at the Mitchell Memorial Forest location, planning on setting up 5-station event on Friday at 2 p.m. They're planning solar, satellite, digital, NTS operations among the other exciting ham radio events. The Get on the Air station will be active, getting new operators and those thinking about ham radio on the air. For more information or how to volunteer, contact Field Day Chairman Eric, N8YC at NAYC123@gmail.com.
Repeater News.
Are you looking for the most up-to-date list of repeaters in the greater Cincinnati area? Well, I have an Excel spreadsheet where I've listed repeaters that are active in the area, separated by tabs for each band or mode, so you can easily look for just DMR repeaters or 2-meter analog repeaters and so on. The list includes 2 meters, 220, 440, 6 meters, D-Star, DMR, C4FM, P25, and some other classifications. Every time I update the file, I include the date and the file name so that you know you have the latest update. To download download the file, go to the AB4WS Radio Show Facebook page and go to the file section and download the file. If you're not on Facebook, email me at ab4ws.radio@gmail.com and I can email you the latest file. If you see any errors, problems, additions, or corrections, email that information to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com. David, 84cc, continues to work on and improve the WW4KY repeaters, now in Walton, Kentucky. The 224.400 repeater was off the air a few days with a blown final amplifier, but David got it back on the air within a week. The WW4KY D-Star repeater, 145.420, is currently being tested in analog with a PL tone of 123.0 to work out the bugs and improve the receiver. The receiver has been significantly improved. If you get a chance to have a QSO on it, please report your experience in a signal report with power and antenna and location information. Eventually, it'll be brought back on D-Star.
Hamfest.
April 26th is the Tusco Amateur Radio Club 2025 Hamfest Computer and Electronics Show at the Tuscarawas County Fairgrounds, 259 South Tuscarawas Avenue in Dover, Ohio. For more information, go to w8zx.net/Hamfest. On April 27th is the Athens Hamfest at the Athens Community Center, 701 East State Street in Athens, Ohio. For more information, go to ac-ara.org. On May 10th through May 15th is the RV Radio Network Rally at the Baylor Beach Park, 8777 Manchester Avenue Southwest in Navarro, Ohio. Talk in on 146.52 Simplex. Tickets are now on sale for the Dayton Hamvention, May 16th, 17th, and 18th, 2025 at the Greene County Fairgrounds in Xenia, Ohio. The 2025 theme is Radio Independence, celebrating the evolution and freedom of radio in today's world. For more information, go to hamvention.org. June 7th is the FCARC Summer Hamfest from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Delta American Legion Post 373 on the corner of Ohio 109 and County Road F5939 in Delta, Ohio. August 9th is the Cincinnati Hamfest, sponsored by the Milford Amateur Radio Club at the Claremont County Fairgrounds in Owingsville, Ohio. For more information, go to milfordhamradio.org. On August 9th is the Letcher County Amateur Radio Club Hamfest at the Mountain Shrine Club, 95 Maryland Drive in Whitesburg, Kentucky, from 8 a.m. to noon. They're already amassing a nice stash of door prizes from some great name brand sponsors. For more information, contact Roland Brown, AF4Y at AF4Y@REBROWN.org.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. The American Legion, Nelson County, Kentucky, Post 42 Radio Club will host on April 19th at 9 a.m. an amateur radio exam session at the Keystone Bingo Hall, 126 Keystone Avenue in Bardstown, Kentucky. Pre-registration is required by contacting Paul Keener at paul.kiener@gmail.com or call 502-386-8060. For more information, go to kb4ky.org/license-exam/testing-sessions. On April 21st at 5:30 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. You must register by emailing Mark Falstad, AI4BJ@MVOLSTAD@TWC.com. On Saturday, April 26th, there will be an amateur radio exam session at the American Legion, 45 Spears Lane in Danville, Kentucky. Contact Carol Miller, AF6MB, at 541-602-6535. On May 3rd, the Dial Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio testing session at 6 p.m. at 3806 Manchester Road in Middletown, Ohio. Pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions. On May 10th at 10 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio exam session at the American Red Cross, 1450 Newtown Pike in Lexington, Kentucky. Contact Fernie, KE4MAI, at 859-536-3393. On June 10th, the Stubblefield Repeater Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at 200 Alpine Drive in Stubblefield, Kentucky. For more information, contact Cecil Harden, K5CPT, at 502-712-3400. On June 12th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logan's Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH at K8WEH@ARRL.net or on the KAGE.net website. On Saturday, June 14th at 10 a.m., there'll be a W5YI amateur radio exam session at the Georgetown Police Department, 550 Bourbon Street in Georgetown, Kentucky. For information, contact Ron Malinowski at 502-542-8252. On August 14th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logan's Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH at K8WEH@ARRL.net or check in on the KAGE.net website. On October the 9th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logan's Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH at K8WEH@ARRL.net or on the KAGE.net website. On December 11th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logan's Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH at K8WEH@ARRL.net or on the KAGE.net website. Special thanks to this week's content contributors: KY6MM, KF8PO, W8WTD, WX4GPS, KN4COE, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, N8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area, this is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.